The Chicago skyline glittered through the floor-to-ceiling windows of Anna Wilson's downtown apartment, but the 32-year-old investigative journalist barely noticed. Her laptop screen glowed with a headline that made her stomach churn: Chicago Beacon star accused of plagiarism. The anonymous article, posted on a shady news site, claimed Anna had stolen work from Rachel Thompson, a rival reporter at a competing outlet. The words burned into her mind: Anna Wilson, once a rising star, exposed as a fraud. Anna's hands trembled as she scrolled through the article. It was a lie, every word of it. She'd spent years at Chicago Beacon, breaking stories on City Hall corruption, earning awards, and building a reputation for integrity. Her latest exposé had implicated powerful local politicians, and now this? This can't be happening, she whispered, her voice cracking. She glanced at her fiancé, Nathan Clark, who sat across the kitchen table, his warm brown eyes fixed on her. A 34-year-old attorney with a steady demeanor, Nathan was her rock. Anna, we'll fight this, he said, reaching for her hand. It's a smear. Someone's trying to take you down. His confidence steadied her, but doubt gnawed at her core. Who would do this? And why? The answer came sooner than she expected. By noon, Anna's editor, a gruff veteran named Tom Whitaker, called her into his office. The Beacon newsroom, usually a hive of clacking keyboards and murmured scoops, felt eerily silent as she walked in. Tom didn't meet her eyes. Anna, we have to let you go, he said, sliding a termination letter across his desk. The board can't ignore these allegations. Social media is already blowing up. But it's not true. Anna protested, her voice rising. Tom, you know me. I've never even seen Rachel Thompson's work. Tom sighed, rubbing his temples. I believe you, but my hands are tied. The evidence in that article, screenshots, timestamps, it looks bad. Take some time, clear your name, and we'll talk. Anna left the office in a daze, her heels clicking on the polished floor. Outside, the April wind bit at her face as she checked her phone. Her inbox was flooded with messages from colleagues, some sympathetic, others curtly distancing themselves. Her best friend from the newsroom, Jenna, texted, I'm so sorry, Anna. Call me when you're ready. But others, people she considered friends, were silent. Worse, Twitter was a battlefield. Hashtags like #AnnaWilsonFraud trended, and anonymous accounts piled on, calling her a disgrace. Back at her apartment, Anna collapsed onto the couch, burying her face in her hands. Nathan knelt beside her, his voice gentle but firm. We're not giving up. I'll start digging into defamation laws. You're the best journalist I know, Anna. Someone's orchestrating this. Anna nodded, but her mind raced. Rachel Thompson had always been competitive, sniping at Anna's scoops during press conferences. Could she be behind this? Anna opened her laptop and reread the article, searching for clues. The writing was polished, the accusations detailed, too detailed. It felt personal. As Nathan cooked dinner, Anna scrolled through social media, hoping to find support. Instead, she froze. Her sister, Lindsay, a 29-year-old marketing exec at a flashy Chicago firm, had retweeted the article with a cryptic comment, "The truth always comes out." Anna's heart sank. Lindsay had always been prickly, resenting Anna's success. Their mother, Margaret, a formidable businesswoman who chaired multiple Chicago charities, often praised Anna as the family's pride, leaving Lindsay in the shadows. But this? Sharing a hit piece against her own sister? Lindsay wouldn't do this, Anna murmured, but doubt crept in. She opened their last text thread, Lindsay congratulating her on an award, but with a biting edge, must be nice to always win. Anna's fingers hovered over the call button, but she stopped. Instead, she checked Lindsay's recent posts. Most were about her glamorous job, but one caught Anna's eye, a photo of Lindsay at a gala with Rachel Thompson, both smiling for the camera. The caption read, "Great minds think alike." Anna's pulse quickened. Was it a coincidence? She dug deeper, logging into a shared cloud account she and Lindsay used for family photos. There, buried in a forgotten folder, was a screenshot of an email exchange. It was between Lindsay and Rachel, dated a week before the article dropped. Rachel wrote, "We've got enough to bury her. Send me the drafts, and I'll handle the rest." Lindsay's reply was chilling. "Make it hurt." Anna's breath caught. Her own sister was conspiring against her. The betrayal stung sharper than the Beacon's dismissal. She slammed her laptop shut, tears welling. Nathan rushed over, alarmed. "Anna, what's wrong?" She turned to him, her voice barely a whisper. "It's Lindsay. She's working with Rachel to destroy me." Anna Wilson sat at her cluttered desk in her Chicago apartment, the city's neon lights flickering through the window. The sting of her sister Lindsay's betrayal burned fresh, the email exchange between Lindsay and Rachel Thompson looping in her mind. Make it hurt. Anna's firing from Chicago Beacon for alleged plagiarism had shattered her career, but discovering Lindsay's role in the smear campaign cut deeper. At 32, Anna had faced tough stories as an investigative journalist, but nothing prepared her for this personal war. Nathan Clark, her fiancé, paced the living room, his lawyer's mind already at work. "We can sue for defamation," he said, his voice steady but urgent. "Rachel's article is slander, and Lindsay's involvement makes it a conspiracy. But we need hard evidence." Anna nodded, her jaw tight. "I'm not letting them win, Nathan. I'll find the truth, like I always do." Her words were defiant, but inside, she felt the weight of doubt. Could she outsmart her sister and a rival journalist backed by unknown forces? Anna opened her laptop, the glow illuminating her determined face. She started with the plagiarism article, dissecting its metadata. The timestamps were too perfect, the screenshots of her stolen work oddly formatted. "This feels fabricated," she muttered. Digging deeper, she traced the article's IP address to a server linked to Lindsay's marketing firm, Nexus PR. It wasn't proof, but it was a thread to pull. Anna's investigative instincts kicked in, pushing past the ache of betrayal. She needed help, someone who could navigate the digital shadows. Anna reached out to Mike Torres, an old college friend turned cybersecurity expert. Mike had a knack for uncovering what others hid, once helping Anna verify a source for a corruption story. She texted him, "Need your skills. It's personal." Within an hour, Mike was at her door, his wiry frame and quick grin unchanged. "You look like hell, Wilson," he teased, setting up his laptop. "What's the mess?" Anna explained everything. The article, her firing, Lindsay's email with Rachel. Mike whistled. "Your sister's playing dirty. Let's see what's under the hood." His fingers flew across the keyboard, pulling data from the article's server. "The IP's definitely Nexus PR," he confirmed. "But it's routed through a VPN, which screams cover-up. Give me a day to crack it." Anna felt a flicker of hope. Mike was her secret weapon, but time was against her. Social media was relentless, with hashtag #AnnaWilsonFraud trending higher each hour. While Mike worked, Nathan brewed coffee, his calm presence grounding Anna. "What does Lindsay gain from this?" he asked. Anna sighed, staring at a framed photo of her and Lindsay from happier times, a beach trip, their smiles wide. "She's always felt second best," Anna said. "Our mom, Margaret, built a real estate empire and expected perfection. She called me the family star. But Lindsay? She got criticism. I thought we'd moved past it, but maybe I was wrong." The next morning, Mike called with news. "Got something," he said, his voice tense. Anna met him at a crowded cafe in the Loop, where he slid a USB drive across the table. "The VPN led to a private server, and I found a gold mine. Rachel Thompson's been getting payments, big ones, from a shell company tied to City Hall. The same council members you exposed in your last story." Anna's heart raced. "They're silencing me," she realized. Rachel's their pawn, and Lindsay's helping her. The revelation was a gut punch. Anna's exposés had targeted corrupt officials skimming public funds, and now they were hitting back. But why Lindsay? Anna scrolled through the files Mike provided, bank transfers, encrypted emails. One message from Rachel to an unknown contact read, "Wilson's sister is on board. She wants her cut." Anna's hands shook. Lindsay wasn't just jealous. She was profiting from Anna's downfall, trading family for ambition. Anna leaned back, the cafe's chatter fading. "This is bigger than I thought," she told Mike. "I need to know how deep Lindsay's in." Mike nodded. "I'll keep digging, but be careful. These people don't play nice." As Anna left, her phone buzzed with a text from Lindsay. "We need to talk. Coffee tomorrow?" Anna stared at the message, her pulse pounding. Was Lindsay testing her, or was this a chance to confront her? That night, Anna and Nathan strategized. "If I meet her, I might get answers," Anna said. Nathan frowned. "Or she'll manipulate you. Record the conversation, just in case." Anna agreed, but the idea of facing Lindsay felt like walking into a trap. She lay awake, replaying childhood memories, Lindsay's forced smiles at Anna's award ceremonies, Margaret's praise always tilting toward Anna. Had Lindsay been plotting this for years? By morning, Anna's resolve hardened. She'd meet Lindsay, but not as a sister, as a journalist hunting the truth. Mike's files gave her leverage, and Nathan's legal advice gave her a plan. But as she prepared, Mike called again, his voice urgent. "Anna, I found something else. The shell company paying Rachel? It's linked to a trust fund in your mom's name. Margaret's involved." Anna froze, the phone slipping in her hand. Her own mother, the woman who'd shaped her drive, was funding the campaign to destroy her. Anna Wilson gripped her coffee mug, the steam rising in the dim light of a Chicago cafe. The text from her sister Lindsay, "We need to talk. Coffee tomorrow," still lingered on her phone screen. At 32, Anna had faced corrupt politicians and shady sources as an investigative journalist, but confronting her own sister felt like stepping into a minefield. Lindsay's betrayal, uncovered through damning emails with rival reporter Rachel Thompson, had cost Anna her job at Chicago Beacon and her reputation. Now, Mike Torres, her cybersecurity friend, had dropped a bombshell. Their mother, Margaret, a powerful Chicago businesswoman, was funding the smear campaign through a trust fund. Anna's world was unraveling, and this meeting with Lindsay could be her only chance to understand why. Nathan Clark, Anna's fiancé, sat across from her, his lawyer's eyes scanning her face. "You sure about this?" he asked, adjusting his glasses. Lindsay's manipulative. "If you go, record everything. Illinois allows it with one-party consent." Anna nodded, slipping a small recorder into her purse. "I need to hear her say it, Nathan. Why she'd sell me out." Her voice trembled, not with fear but with the raw hurt of family turning against her. Nathan squeezed her hand. "You're stronger than they are. Just don't let her get under your skin." The cafe was busy, its chatter a shield as Anna waited. Lindsay arrived, her sleek blonde hair and tailored blazer screaming corporate ambition. At 29, she was a rising star at Nexus PR, but her smile was cold, her eyes guarded. "Anna," she said, sliding into the booth. "You look tired." Anna ignored the jab, her recorder running. "Why do you want to meet?" "Lindsay?" "To gloat?" Lindsay's laugh was sharp. "Gloat? I'm trying to help you. Everyone's talking about your plagiarism. You need to move on." Anna leaned forward, her voice low. "I know about your emails with Rachel. You planned this, both of you." Lindsay's face froze, but only for a second. "You're paranoid," she said, sipping her latte. "I shared an article, that's all. You're not perfect, Anna. Always mom's favorite, always the star. Maybe you deserve to fall." The words cut deep, echoing years of sibling rivalry. Margaret's praise had always favored Anna, leaving Lindsay scrambling for approval. But this wasn't just jealousy, it was sabotage. "I have proof," Anna said, her heart pounding. "The article's IP traces to Nexus PR. Your server, Lindsay." Lindsay's eyes narrowed, but she didn't flinch. "You think you're so clever," she hissed. "You've always been mom's golden girl, but I'm done living in your shadow. If you keep digging, you'll regret it." She stood, tossing a $10 bill on the table. "Stay out of my way, Anna." As Lindsay stormed out, Anna's recorder captured every word, but the victory felt hollow. Her sister wasn't just complicit, she was unrepentant. Back at her apartment, Anna played the recording for Nathan. "She's scared," he said, analyzing Lindsay's tone. "She knows you're close to exposing her. We can use this in court." But Anna's mind was elsewhere. Lindsay's threat, "You'll regret it," echoed Mike's warning about the powerful players behind Rachel. Anna's exposés had targeted City Hall, and now they were retaliating. Was Lindsay a pawn, or was she calling the shots? The next morning, Anna's fears materialized. Rachel Thompson published a new article, this time accusing Anna of fabricating sources in her corruption stories. The piece was vicious, citing anonymous insiders at Chicago Beacon and doctored emails that painted Anna as a liar. Social media erupted, with hashtag #AnnaWilsonLiar trending. Anna's phone buzzed with notifications, former colleagues unfollowing her, readers demanding apologies. Even Jenna, her newsroom friend, texted, "Is any of this true?" Anna's chest tightened. The world she'd built was crumbling. She called Mike, her voice shaking. "They're escalating. Rachel's new article, it's worse." Mike was already on it, his laptop humming in the background. "I'm cross-referencing the shell company payments," he said. "But Anna, there's something you need to know. That trust fund linked to your mom? It's not just funding Rachel. Margaret's been meeting with city officials, the same ones you exposed. I found calendar invites buried in her assistant's cloud." Anna's breath caught. Margaret, the woman who'd taught her to chase truth, was colluding with corrupt politicians to protect the family's pristine image. The trust fund wasn't just a financial tool, it was a shield for Margaret's social standing. Anna remembered Margaret's lectures about reputation above all, her obsession with perfection. Had she orchestrated this to keep Anna's scandals from tainting the family name? Anna sank onto the couch, her mind racing. "Why would Mom do this?" she whispered. Nathan sat beside her, his arm around her shoulders. "She's protecting her empire, not you. But we'll fight this. legally, step by step. His words were steady, but Anna felt the ground shift beneath her. Lindsay's betrayal was personal, but Margaret's was a calculated blow, severing the last thread of family trust. As Anna stared at the Chicago skyline, her resolve hardened. She'd confront Margaret, but first, she needed more evidence. Mike's files were a start, but she had to expose the full network: Rachel, Lindsay, Margaret, and the politicians pulling the strings. The fight was no longer just about clearing her name. It was about dismantling a web of lies. But as she planned her next move, her phone lit up with an email from an unknown sender. "Stop digging, or you'll lose more than your job." Anna's heart pounded. The threat was real, and the stakes had just gotten higher. Anna Wilson stood at her apartment window, the Chicago skyline a blur of steel and light. The anonymous email, "Stop digging, or you'll lose more than your job," still haunted her. But at 32, Anna was no stranger to threats. Her investigative journalism had toppled corrupt officials, and now, those same forces, allied with her sister Lindsay, rival Rachel Thompson, and even her mother Margaret, were trying to bury her. Fired from Chicago Beacon for alleged plagiarism and fabrication, Anna faced a ruined reputation and a fractured family. Yet, with her fiancé Nathan Clark and friend Mike Torres by her side, she was ready to fight back, legally, fiercely, and without compromise. Nathan, ever the steady attorney, pored over case law at their kitchen table. "We've got enough for a defamation suit against Rachel," he said, highlighting a page. Lindsay's recorded admission and Mike's server data tie her to the smear. But Margaret's involvement, her trust fund bankrolling this, complicates things. Anna's jaw tightened. Margaret, a titan of Chicago's elite, had funded Rachel's attacks to shield the family's image from Anna's scandal. The betrayal stung, but Anna channeled her pain into resolve. "I'm not just clearing my name," she said. "I'm exposing them all." Her first move was to find an ally in the press. Anna reached out to Claire Evans, a 40-year-old independent journalist known for fearless exposés. They met at a quiet diner, Claire's sharp eyes scanning Anna's face. "I've read your work, Wilson," Claire said, sipping black coffee. "You're the real deal. Why should I trust you now?" Anna slid over a USB drive with Mike's findings: bank transfers linking Rachel to City Hall, Lindsay's emails, and Margaret's trust fund records. Claire whistled. "This is dynamite. But you're taking on heavyweights." "You sure?" "I've got no choice," Anna replied. "They took my career, my family. I'm taking back the truth." Claire nodded, a spark of respect in her gaze. "All right, I'm in. Let's write the story of the year." Over the next week, Anna and Claire worked tirelessly, cross-referencing Mike's data with public records. They uncovered a web of corruption, Rachel's payments traced to a shell company tied to the same city officials Anna had exposed, and Lindsay's firm, Nexus PR, had brokered the deal for a hefty commission. As the story took shape, pressure mounted. Anna's phone buzzed with another anonymous text: "Back off, or Nathan pays." Her heart lurched. She showed Nathan, who shrugged it off. "They're bluffing," he said, but his voice wavered. Anna wasn't so sure. She asked Mike to trace the messages, but the numbers were burners, untraceable. The threat lingered, a shadow over her resolve. Then came a surprise. Lindsay called, her voice shaky. "Anna, we need to talk." I didn't mean for it to go this far." Anna met her at a park, recorder in pocket. Lindsay looked haggard, her usual polish gone. "I was angry," she admitted. "Mom always favored you, and Rachel offered me a deal, money, a promotion. I didn't think you'd lose everything." Anna's anger flared. "You sold me out for a paycheck. Why should I trust you now?" Lindsay's eyes welled up. "Because I'm scared. Rachel's bosses, they're dangerous. I want out." Anna saw a glimmer of the sister she once knew, but trust was gone. "Help me prove it," she said. "Testify." Lindsay hesitated, then nodded. "I'll think about it." As she walked away, Anna felt a mix of hope and dread. Could Lindsay be an ally, or was this another trap? The turning point came when Claire published their exposé in an independent outlet. Headlined "Corruption and Cover-Up," the plot to silence a journalist, it detailed Rachel's payments, Lindsay's role, and the City Hall connection. Chicago erupted. Protesters gathered outside City Hall, and #JusticeForAnna trended. Chicago Beacon issued a statement, promising to review Anna's dismissal. Even Jenna, Anna's old newsroom friend, called to apologize. "I should have believed you," she said. Anna forgave her, but the wounds remained. Margaret, however, doubled down. She called Anna, her voice icy. "You're ruining our family's legacy. Stop this, or you're no daughter of mine. Anna's heart broke, but she stood firm. You chose lies over me, Mom. I'm done protecting your image. She hung up, tears streaming. Nathan held her, whispering, You're doing the right thing. In court, Nathan filed the defamation suit, using Lindsay's recording and Mike's data. The judge admitted the evidence, and Rachel was called to testify. But during the hearing, a bombshell dropped. Mike, working late, uncovered a hidden email chain. Lindsay hadn't just helped Rachel. She'd forged the proof of Anna's plagiarism, altering timestamps on fake documents to secure her promotion at Nexus PR. The emails showed Lindsay bragging to a colleague, Anna's finished, and I'm next in line. Anna sat in court, stunned, as Nathan presented the new evidence. The gallery gasped. Lindsay, in the witness stand, went pale, her eyes darting to the exit. Anna stared at her sister, the final thread of family snapping. This wasn't just betrayal. It was a calculated lie that had nearly destroyed her. As the judge called a recess, Anna whispered to Nathan, She's going down, and I'm not stopping until the whole truth comes out. Anna Wilson sat in the packed Chicago courtroom, her heart pounding as the judge's gavel echoed. At 32, she'd lost her job at Chicago Beacon, her reputation, and her family to a vicious smear campaign orchestrated by her sister Lindsay, rival journalist Rachel Thompson, and their mother, Margaret. But Anna, with her fiancé Nathan Clark and allies Mike Torres and Claire Evans, had fought back, legally, relentlessly. The defamation suit against Rachel was nearing its verdict, and new evidence of Lindsay's forged documents had just rocked the case. Anna's eyes locked on Lindsay, who sat pale and silent in the witness stand. The truth was closing in. Nathan, sharp in his suit, presented the final evidence. Emails uncovered by Mike proving Lindsay had fabricated the plagiarism proof against Anna to secure a promotion at Nexus PR. The courtroom buzzed as the judge reviewed the documents. Rachel, in the defendant's seat, shifted uncomfortably, her polished facade cracking. Anna felt a surge of vindication, but also a pang of sorrow. Lindsay, her younger sister, had chosen ambition over family, and Margaret had enabled it to protect her socialite empire. The judge's voice cut through the tension. Based on the evidence, including recorded admissions and digital forensics, this court finds Rachel Thompson liable for defamation. Ms. Wilson is awarded compensatory damages, and Ms. Thompson is ordered to issue a public retraction. The gallery erupted in murmurs. Anna exhaled, Nathan squeezing her hand. But the judge wasn't done. Regarding Lindsay Wilson, her actions constitute fraud. She will face separate charges, and Nexus PR is under investigation for complicity. Lindsay's head dropped, her shoulders shaking. Anna watched, torn between anger and pity. Rachel, meanwhile, stormed out, her career in tatters as news outlets picked up the verdict. By evening, #JusticeForAnna trended nationwide, and Chicago Beacon issued an apology, offering Anna her job back. But Anna had other plans. The courtroom victory was only the beginning. Outside, reporters swarmed, but Anna slipped away with Nathan and Claire to a quiet rooftop bar. Claire raised a glass. To truth, she said, her eyes gleaming. You turned their lies into a movement, Anna. Anna smiled, but her thoughts drifted to Margaret. Her mother had called after the exposé broke, begging Anna to stop destroying the family. Anna had refused, saying, You chose your legacy over me. The words still stung, but they freed her. Days later, Margaret appeared at Anna's apartment. Her usual elegance faded. Anna, I was wrong, she said, voice trembling. I thought protecting our name meant protecting you. Please forgive me. Anna's heart wavered, but she stood firm. Family isn't about image, Mom. It's about trust. You broke mine. She didn't slam the door, but closed it gently, setting a boundary. Margaret left, her footsteps echoing in the hall. Anna knew reconciliation might come, but not now. Lindsay's fate was harsher. Nexus PR fired her, and fraud charges loomed. She sent Anna a letter, scrawled in shaky handwriting. I'm sorry. I was jealous, and Rachel used me. I'll face what's coming. Anna read it, then tucked it away. Lindsay's remorse was real, but actions had consequences. Anna chose to move forward, not dwell on pain. With Nathan's support, Anna launched Truth Pulse, an independent media platform dedicated to investigative journalism. Claire joined as co-editor, and Mike offered cybersecurity expertise. The site gained traction, Its first story, a deep dive into City Hall's shell companies, earning thousands of shares. Anna felt alive again, her passion reignited. Chicago Beacon's offer was flattering, but Truth Pulse was hers, a legacy built on integrity, not corporate strings. As spring bloomed, Anna and Nathan planned their wedding, a small affair by Lake Michigan. Claire, now a close friend, helped pick the venue, joking about scooping the best caterer. The night before the ceremony, Anna stood on their balcony, the city sparkling below. Nathan wrapped his arms around her. "You did it," he whispered. "You turned their lies into something beautiful." Anna leaned into him, her heart full. "We did it," she corrected. "And we're just getting started." The wedding was perfect, laughter, music, and vows that felt like promises to the future. But a final twist came weeks later. Mike, still monitoring the shell company, found a new lead. A politician linked to Rachel had been indicted, thanks to Anna's exposé. The news broke on Truth Pulse, cementing its reputation. Anna smiled, reading the headline. Her fight had sparked a reckoning, not just for her, but for Chicago. As Anna sat in her new office, a photo of her and Nathan on her desk, she reflected. Family wasn't blood, it was the people who stood by you. Nathan, Claire, Mike, they were her true kin. Lindsay and Margaret faced their consequences, not through vengeance, but through the law and public truth. Anna's victory wasn't just clearing her name, it was building a life where honesty prevailed. She opened her laptop, ready for the next story, knowing the dawn ahead was hers to shape.